Best Space Games. In this video, I will showcase a vast array of truly magnificent cosmic games that I am familiar with. Naturally, it is beyond the realm of possibility to include every game in the world in this list. However, even with such limitations, this video will be quite extensive, featuring numerous games. I have prepared timestamps and titles for your convenience, making it easy for you to navigate and choose only the games that pique your interest. Don't forget to leave a like, as it holds great significance for me. I appreciate every single like, every upward thumb. Additionally, if you enjoy various top-themed content, be sure to subscribe, as I regularly create such videos on my channel. And now I wish you all an enjoyable viewing experience. Let's dive in. STARFIELD. Let us commence with one of the most anticipated games of this year, STARFIELD. For some, it may be the very disappointment I mentioned earlier, but in reality, the game is quite average. One of the negative aspects is the loading screens every time you enter a building. Just like in Skyrim, each door triggers a loading screen, and it can be somewhat bothersome. However, overall, the game is decent apart from this minor flaw. By the way, I have installed the Duals 3.5 modification from Nexus Mods, which provides a performance boost if you have an RTX graphics card. My frame rate has increased from 30 FPS to a stable 60 Fs, which is truly remarkable. Meanwhile, in my experience, FSA only adds a mere 3-4 frames per second. Besides that, the base building and completing numerous quests are also interesting aspects of the game. There are some downsides, but also merits. Some people enjoy such games, while others may not. All in all, the game has its pros and cons. You can spend around 100 hours here, but the main storyline can be completed in about 10 hours. I understand that this is my subjective opinion, and your impressions may vary. Therefore, this game is a matter of taste. However, the optimization is weak, so your system must be sufficiently powerful. Another disappointment is the lack of a cooperative mode. In my view, this is a major missed opportunity, as games like this would be fantastic for playing with friends. Nevertheless, I hope you fully appreciate the game and derive pleasure from immersing yourself in this unique world. No Man's Sky. The next game on the list is No Man's Sky, where many of the features we were expecting from STARFIELD have been implemented. While it lacks RPG elements like leveling systems, it doesn't mean that there's no role-playing content here. Instead, it is more of a space simulator, where you can travel through the cosmos, visit planets, explore various galaxies, and even take part in seasonal events. You can play with friends and immerse yourself in the gameplay. Additionally, you have the ability to construct bases on planets and interact with diverse forms of life. Overall, your objective is to develop and enhance your own spacecraft, undertake bounty hunting missions, and revel in the stunning graphics of this game. Outer Wilds. Another game in a similar style, but with a slightly different approach, is Outer Wilds. Here, we assume the role of a novice who embarks on a space exploration mission only to find themselves trapped in a time loop. To escape, we must journey through the solar system and explore the world we find ourselves in. The planets are filled with various enigmas, manuscripts, and even different characters. So, if you have the time, this game certainly offers plenty to occupy yourself with. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I highly recommend the Mass Effect trilogy, as the original trilogy is quite old now, and most players already have fairly decent computers. I suggest playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which features updated graphics and eliminates lengthy load time. In essence, it is a remastered collection, and this series is iconic with an excellent storyline. It is not to be missed. The events take place in the future, when humanity has mastered interstellar travel and come into contact with various civilizations, even engaging in wars with some of them. You will assume the role of Captain Shepard, the first Spectre representative of the human race. The game allows you to assemble a unique team of humans and aliens and visit numerous planets within the star system. Your companions are not mere puppets. Each of them will have their own opinions on your actions, and you can befriend them or even foster romantic relationships. All in all, the game is a masterpiece with a captivating storyline. I strongly recommend giving it a try. Halo Infinite. The venerable Halo Infinite. I recall the buzz surrounding its announcements. The meme with the gorilla character whose texture failed to load was particularly memorable. However, today this game has been impeccably crafted and it can be enjoyed to the fullest. Halo Infinite is the continuation of our beloved series of adventurous shooters, chronicling the life of Master Chief, the iconic protagonist of all the games, including the previous installment. Prepare for a captivating and thrilling journey alongside the main character as he embarks on a mission to save humanity. Lost Planet 3. Lost Planet 3 is an aged yet still commendable and high-quality game. In this game, we assume the role of a character named Jim Payton. He accepts a risky yet lucrative business offer and ventures with the company to the planet Eden 3, which they are preparing for colonization. Our protagonist joins the pioneers and begins to explore the territory and collect samples of thermal energy, which serves as the planet's energy reserve. However, as you may surmise, this task won't be simple, as the indigenous race of Acrids inhabits the planet and is not fond of our presence, although perhaps we can establish relations with them and emerge victorious. Overall, the game offers a true adventure that is worth experiencing. Doom. This game is a true embodiment of carnage, brutality, and annihilation of a vast horde of demons in space. It is a damn good Doom. By the way, you can also start with the game Doom 2016 if you have a penchant for shooters and monster slaying. Here, you will need to combine and employ your skills strategically in order to survive. Destiny 2. You can absolutely enjoy playing Destiny 2 on Steam for free, because the game itself is free to play. However, if you wish to experience the game's storyline and immerse yourself in the world, then you will have to pay for the double. Without them, you will miss out on a lot. But if you don't care much about the lore and other aspects, then you can certainly enjoy playing the PvP modes. Additionally, there are numerous PvE modes available where, in my opinion, most people spend their time playing. I have played for about 70-80 hours with my friend, mainly completing missions and leveling up our characters. We thoroughly enjoyed this. The game looks impressive, runs smoothly, and there are no lags, freezes, or stutters. The optimization is top-notch. As for the story, if anyone is interested, it is truly amazing. The last time I played was about 7-8 months ago, so I believe there has been a new story expansion released since then, and honestly, they tend to be quite interesting overall. The prices for these expansions are quite reasonable, and the game is fully localized in Russian. If you pay for any DLC, you will definitely have access to the Russian language, which is pretty cool. The game offers a wide variety of weapons and several character classes. I highly recommend trying out this game. At the very least, you won't have to spend any money and you can give it a try. Deep Rock Galactic. This game has truly astonished me. I paid a mere fraction of its worth and yet received an abundance of enjoyment. It is a cooperative shooter set in a fantastical world where we assume the roles of dwarf miners. Our constant mission is to dig and search for valuable resources to ensure our survival. Each character possesses distinct skills and weaponry. We engage in battles across various biomes, such as volcanic ice caves. The game offers procedural generation, guaranteeing that each cave will be utterly unique. The project is truly remarkable, as it grants the opportunity to play both solo and with other players. If you lack companions, fear not, for you can always join forces with random individuals. I highly recommend giving it a try if given the opportunity, as this game is sure to entertain you. The Callisto Protocol. This game is the spiritual successor to Dead Space, and so to speak, not everything went smoothly. But, by the way, as of today, its performance has improved significantly. I remember the horror that ensued upon its release. In all honesty, the project didn't take off right away. The money spent on its development barely recouped, if it did at all. The fans had high expectations, thinking they would get something like Dead Space 4. I wouldn't say it's bad, as the Callisto Protocol has a main storyline and DLC that ends with the words at what? You will react in such a way while playing the game. The graphics are incredibly beautiful, one of the most stunning in the horror genre worldwide. The character design, animation, and textures are simply awe-inspiring. it's understandable why the game has such high requirements. Make sure to check the system requirements and add a few extra parameters to ensure that you can play. Alien Isolation is an adventurous stealth horror game with a first-person perspective set in the universe of the film Aliens. The events of the game take place 15 years after the film, and we follow Amanda Ripley, the daughter of Ellen Ripley. Amanda must confront the alien on the abandoned trade station, Sevastopol, lost in the depths of space. In order to uncover the truth about her mother's disappearance, Amanda embarks on a mission relying primarily on her engineering skills rather than weapons. In this game, crawling will be more necessary than fighting. Prey 2017 is a reimagining of the game released in the year 2017. The protagonist, Mark, finds himself in the year 2034 on the space station Talos. Mark is part of an experiment that has the potential to forever alter humanity. However, things take an unexpected turn when the station is infiltrated by extraterrestrial beings. Both humans and aliens have their sights set on obtaining the outcome of the experiment. Your objective is to survive, battling enemies on the station and uncovering the dark secrets hidden within. You will have access to weaponry, mental abilities, and a plethora of other items to aid you in your journey. Aliens Fireteam Elite. The game Aliens Fireteam Elite is a cooperative third-person shooter set in the science fiction universe. A fiction shooter set in the science fiction universe of a game follows a team of 3 individuals, including yourself and 2 of your friends or AI companions. The events of the game take place 23 years after the original trilogy. You will engage in battles against hordes of xenomorphs, facing over 20 types of enemies, including 11 different xenomorph variations. With 5 unique classes and their respective abilities, as well as a selection of over 30 weapons and 70 modifications, the game offers diverse gameplay options. It shares similarities with the first game Left 4 Dead. Moons of Madness. The game Moons of Madness is a captivating first-person sci-fi horror developed based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft. The story takes place on Mars, where the protagonist, a solitary astronaut, encounters something supernatural during his mission. Your task is to uncover the mysteries of the past and find a way to deal with the threats of the future. The game is truly terrifying and is recommended to be played with headphones to fully immerse yourself in the atmosphere of horror. Space Engineers. The Space Engineers is an open-world space simulator where you have the freedom to design, construct, and maintain various spacecraft and stations. You have the ability to pilot ships, mine valuable resources from asteroids, and create your very own celestial structures. While the game is educational, it may not appeal to everyone. X4 Foundations. X4 Foundations is a space strategy game where you can build your very own empire with inhabitants from different planets and factions. You can explore the cosmos on various spacecraft, manage your empire, influence the market economy, and enhance the aspects of your power. The game provides a tremendous amount of freedom and opportunities. BREATHEDGE. This is a sci-fi survival adventure with first-person gameplay. You have suffered a crash in outer space, and now you must survive among debris and corpses, building your own space shelter and embarking on a new life. The game is light-hearted and humorous in nature. SPORE. This remarkable game takes you through 5 stages of evolution. You have the power to create your very own creature and explore the vast galaxy. SPORE offers a myriad of possibilities and allows you to share your creations with fellow players. STELLARIS. STELLARIS is a game that has a multitude of dialogues. Although it may initially seem complex and somewhat intricate due to the abundance of menus and terminology, it is truly captivating. As you delve into the game, you realize that everything is much simpler than it appears at first glance. I can say many wonderful things about this game. It is truly breathtaking. I have no regrets about the money I've spent on it. As for the gameplay, it is a real-time space strategy game with elements of fork strategy The game's universe is procedurally generated, and the planets are populated by various alien races, including the one you create at the beginning of the game. You will have to choose one of the 7 nations, and your fleet will consist of your own custom-designed spacecraft. The visual aspect of the game is also excellent. In conclusion, I highly recommend this game if you are not afraid of such genre. HOMEWORLD 3. HOMEWORLD 3, the game I will now tell you about, is set to be released in February 2024. It is a cult real-time strategy game set in a science fiction setting. In the original game, we controlled a massive spacecraft that traveled to different planets and constantly encountered pirates, mercenaries, and other enemies. To survive, we had to gather resources and create new ships to strengthen our military power and defeat our adversary. I am confident that in the third installment, we will be tasked with doing the same. Even if the game does not achieve success, it will still serve as a continuation of the beloved franchise. I included this video to inform you about the upcoming game and to address any potential questions about why I did not add it. IXION. The game called IXION seems to be challenging for many. It is an indie real-time strategy game with elements of management and a fantastic storyline. Here, we are tasked with exploring and surviving, building our own space colony. To do this, we constantly have to monitor the station's functionality and manage its resources. The station can unlock 6 sectors, each capable of accommodating more people. We can also create new workspaces and observe the crew through the data surveillance service. Overall, the graphics in the game are excellent. Whether or not to play is up to you to decide. Personally, I believe the game is fantastic. Star Wars. Squadrons. Star Wars. Squadrons is yet another game based on the Star Wars universe. It is also a multiplayer game. To be frank, almost all Star Wars games could have been mentioned, including shooters and RPGs. However, I specifically chose this one because it closely explores the theme of space. The game takes place after the events of the 6th episode, Return of the Jedi. You will have the opportunity to become a starfighter pilot and engage in team-based battles with a 5v5 format.